Hello, America. It's time for us to have a conversation. It is time to talk about the 33-year-old mother who was trying to protect her children and herself from a couple of bullies. I've listened to the mother. I heard from the father. I've listened to content creators, celebs, well known content creators, people that live in Chicago, and I heard from people who do not live in Chicago. It is a wonderful and beautiful thing that the people is doing, has done for the family. The people that I've listened to thus far were my young folks, young men and young women who has the fire in them. And as an elder, it was great to see the people, the generation under me fighting. At this point, I have not seen an elder speak on the situation. And I'm not saying that I'm the first, and I'm not saying that I'm going to be the last, but I am going to come from a different angle than my younger sisters and brothers. Because I see what they saw, but I also see it another way. Now, I want to address the woman, the mother, health condition. I've heard some content creators say that the mother is special. She's sick. She's pregnant. She has sickle cell. I even heard a young man say, you can tell something's wrong with her. I believe, now, this is my perspective. I believe that, that may be a descriptive way to describe what you see, but I also look at it on the flip side as being disrespectful. Who says she has a problem? This woman has went on social media and said she is not pregnant. But she did say she has sickle cell. Another female content creator said, um, look at her stomach. You can tell from her disease that she's struggling with something. Disrespectful. Now, did I look at the video and see that the mother has a challenge? Yes. I could hear it in her speech. I can tell in her form, her structure, her build, her walk, that there is a challenge. But I'm not going to assume or diagnose an illness or a condition. But I do know and recognize there is a challenge. It hurt me to the core, to the inside of my belly, to see a woman, a young woman, a 33-year-old young woman that has a challenge, but yet she stood 10 toes down to protect her children. She used her body. She used her body, a sacrifice, to protect her kids. We don't know what challenge that this woman is facing, but she did let the public know that she wasn't feeling good for the past 5 weeks. And if we saw it by the way of a video, them kids saw it too. And that's why they took advantage of her. That's why they felt that they could beat up on her, because she did not have the capability to fight back. And that's what I can't stand about bullies. They always pick on the weaker ones, the ones that they feel like cannot protect themselves. All I saw was fists and feet on that mother who could not defend herself and her children the way that she wanted to. I heard the mother say that she heard her son calling out to her. She heard her son, and she saw her son head getting slammed, and there was absolutely nothing that she could do about it because she has a challenge and she was trying to defend herself. Not only was this woman attacked, she was also robbed. And they took her phone. You see, watching the video, all the mother wanted to do was to take her kids to go get some nachos, try to feed her kids. And all she wanted to do was to protect them, keep them safe, keep them warm, feed her kids, and go home. But you got people out here that will not let you. They would do any and everything in their power to stop you. I don't know how nobody else feels. But the way I feel right now is that if I could collect every flower in this world, I would gather them all up and give them to her. And she is the epitome of what a mother should be. Here I am having my own health issues, but yet I'm fighting with my body. She deserves her flowers. I'm giving you your flowers, young lady. You are a mother, and looking at those beautiful children, they look completely harmless. They look as though they have been raised properly. I cannot imagine the thought of those children watching their mom getting beat down by some bullies that bullied them. Chicago is my home. Born and raised in Chicago. I know kids. I've been a kid. I've been bullied. My brother bullied while we were at the same school. And to this day, we talk about how much we hate bullying. We hate it. You have kids out here and that has aligned themselves because of bullying. You don't know. You don't know. Some of you all do not know what it does to you, even in your adult years. You don't have a clue. The mother also said she don't bother nobody. She don't have any friends because she don't trust nobody. So that means she have trust issues. That means she has been hurt. When will it stop? People say they need counseling. They need therapy. I've been to counseling. I've been to therapy. It didn't help. You have to have a made up mind. You have to get inside your own head and deal with your own feelings to say, I'm not gonna be bothered with this. I'm not finna be troubled by this. I've grown from that. I'm not in this place no more. I forgive myself and I forgive those who hurt me. You won't forget, goddamn it. You won't forget. But it sure make it lighter if you ever come to that point. You have to come to that point. Going to sit in front of somebody is not going to help you. You have to deal with that on your own. I'm not telling you don't take the information, but in your time is when you can get over some things. But you better believe that little boy will not forget. When he becomes an adult and he's no longer afraid, he will always remember, always, how he couldn't protect his mama. That his child may develop so much hate for them kids. I'm sorry. For them kids that did this to them people, you know how we sit up here and say, oh, they monsters. They the children of the corn, and I've heard some negative names that we put on them kids. I feel sorry for those kids too. Because it's not their fault. It's not their fault. It's not their fault. It's not their fault. They didn't come here saying, I'm gonna be a bully. I wanna be a bully. They didn't come here with that. That wasn't their mind. It is something how the world is manipulating our kids at a young age, at a rapid speed. They're manipulating our kids and taking their minds. And we as parents cannot see what is happening because we too is being caught up. We have children imitating the parents, and the parents is imitating the children, and they both getting this garbage from online, from the music, from TV, from their peers. We want the babies. We want to fight the babies. We want to fight them. No. Discipline is one thing. Fighting them is another. They already hurt. They already damaged. Beating on them is just compiling more hurt and more trauma on the babies. I've been saying mental illness is real. Behavior issues in the Black community is real. We need to get our kids evaluated. As much as you hate it, as much as you think your child is normal, you see it before we do. Okay? The teachers try to tell you one thing and you try to tell them something else. There was a man in the crowd up at the school. He was trying to talk to the women on the behalf of himself and the men. Stop excluding the men. Allow us to be in the kids' life. Allow us to be in the homes. Allow us to care for our children. Allow us to speak. You got men out here that want to be a part of a family. But we so big and bad and so burly and so smart and don't know nothing. A half make a whole. Two half make a whole. And I'm going to just leave that right there. People online cheering and jeering about the lady relocating. Cheering and jeering about the kids relocating, going to another school, another community, a better home. Who knows what it's like to move? How stressful it is to move, to pack, to sort out your things. And there's a moving truck in front of her home. What about her community? What about her friends? What about her family? And you all collectively just thought, scoop her up and put her over here. I heard her son in the hospital saying, I want to go back grandma's house. I want to go to grandma. Because at grandma's house, he feels protected. He feels safe. He feels warm. He feels loved. How far are y'all moving him away from grandma? The father said he worked. So if this man is in the home, how will he be able to commute back and forth to work? We mean well, but I think sometimes we just get ahead of ourselves. We get ahead of ourselves. We move too quickly. This woman said she is battling a condition. I had a family member in the 70s, because I don't think it was in the 80s, passed away from sickle cell. No, she passed away probably in the 90s, early 90s. And it wasn't pretty at all. So I empathize with this young lady. We bought her a car. Does she have license? This is a person that is hurting. Her body is hurting. How I know? I just did a research paper on sickle cell anemia. She's not in a position to drive if she's having an episode. We don't want anything to happen to her while she's driving her children. We mean well, but we move too fast. And I'm not saying don't help her, Lord, help her. Pay for some medical bills. Pay for the optimum health treatments and medicines. Get the things that she need to be comfortable when she's facing a crisis or a challenge. Make sure she has the proper food, the proper pain medication, the proper doctors to care for her. Someone wants to treat her to a meal. Someone wants to buy Christmas toys. That's temporary. Do your research on sickle cell. Tion T-Boz says she has sickle cell, but she also have money. Set up a trust fund for those children in case something happens to their mother. Get some policies in play so these kids will be set up in case something happens to their mother. I'm not saying don't do nothing nice for them. I'm not saying do not give them, you know, they deserve memories, good memories. But sickle cell anemia is not a joke. It's not a game. And I'm not saying that that's how the public is taking it. No, absolutely not. I know, being a healthcare provider, just doing a research paper on sickle cell anemia, getting more information on the disease and treatments that people cannot afford. Set her up with insurance, not welfare insurance, but good insurance. Pay the premium. That's where we are at this point. Not beat the kids, not bring them outside. What's their address? Let the authorities take care of that. Since the parents can't do it, let the authorities take care of them. I do believe in street justice. Yes, I do. But what they saw is learned behavior. They're watching the mothers fight. the aunties, the grannies, their older and younger siblings, going from 0 to 1,000, fighting the baby daddies, fighting the boyfriends, fighting their best friends, being told you better go out there and fight, you better go beat her ass. This is what they are instilling in the kids. You have people my age, when they reminisce, they talk about, yeah, back in the day, you know how our mamas would say, if we don't go out there and beat their ass, they gonna beat our ass. So we went out there and beat their ass. You know, my prayer is that the family that was attacked will see better days, and that they will continue to love on each other and be good citizens and love on their mother, because she is their hero in all of this. And to the parents and to the children that is involved because their children made a bad decision that day, count your days. No one has to touch you. No one has to go to jail. It's just that dark cloud that is going to follow you wherever you go. Are you the one? It was your kids. That was your face. You look familiar. Now I see why your kids was behaving that way. That stigma, that smudge, that smear is a part of who you are now. And I'm satisfied with that. But for the mother and her two children and the father, they may see it different. And however way they want it to go, it's going to work in their favor. Until next time, love yourself. Be kind to yourself.